have Minister Stretch and the entourage, including Mama. I want you to know he brought his Mama. So we all in here. We're going to dialogue and find out. He's got an event coming up also this weekend. What's going on, man?
Bless you. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Thank you for having us on. And we have an event coming up. Not me. It's never a Stretch event. It's always a people's event. Because without the people, there would not be no Stretch. But we got the second annual Las Vegas March to Reclaim King's Radical Legacy. It's going to be January 20th, this Saturday, on MLK and Cary, which we feel is basically the community headquarters. We're going to take full advantage of that statue, and I mean, I'm going to have a sleepover at that statue.
Okay.
I'm going to get married at that statue.
Okay.
I'm going to have a dance contest at that statue.
I'm going to join you.
We're going to do it all. So, yeah, we're going to be there this Saturday from 2:30 with the rally, 3:30 to march, maybe march down to Doolittle Park and back. It won't be a real long procession, but it's an opportunity for unity. And I think because this is a man that marched for us, we're going to march for him. We say radical legacy because we feel that his legacy has been hijacked by the very system that took him out.
Okay.
And he's become Dr. King, I have a dream, or Dr. I have a dream King. I'll put it that way. And like I said, we got to take it back. It's unfortunate that his legacy's become what it's been, but it's been 4 words. I have a dream. And most of us that say that don't even know the full speech. If we knew the full speech, we wouldn't act the way we act, So it just says we just like that one little excerpt, that one little part that they cut out with the one day my kids and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, this is a hero of mine, one of my first inspirations as far as like figures I didn't personally know, and I take his legacy serious. So as far as the vision you're doing, I'm definitely on board for that. And what AK said, we can do the 40 acres and the mule, and we can remember Dr. King.
Indeed.
So that's what it's going to be.
And walking
Wow.
Got to put it together.
It's amazing, man. So again, Stretch, thank you, man, for being a part of the breakdown.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Your insight, your foresight, and your hindsight is always out of sight.
That's right.
You need to walk in thesaurus.
I like that. He started looking for his pen.
I'm a copy and paste.
I like that.
Drag and drop.
But again, man, of course, when we talk about, back in the day, they don't even mention it anymore. I guess they used to talk about the Generation X. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard that in a long time. But I guess it's now the millennials. And of course, your reach. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. Stretch.
That's
right. You're on a roll tonight, bro.
You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But your reach, man. Again, of course, when you said that if they understood the speech, the behavior would be different. And of course, you're a great speaker, of course, orator in the community. How can we get them to understand the speech so we can change the behavior?
I would think the best way to get them to understand the speech so we can change the behavior is to just start to teach them right. We can't keep showing snippets of him. Let's watch the full speeches, and let's not just, it's like we use him as a figure. Like, this is somebody, we're going to watch Dr. King, we doing the coloring of his cartoon image, but we need to go back to the education, and not just with the youth, but the parents, because we're products of the parents. So maybe let's re-educate the parents about who Dr. King was, So I think that it needs to be where we go and watch all his speeches, and not just that, let's watch his later stuff. Because to me, that was the most profound king, most radical king, and he was more mature at that point. He was in the movement from 27 to 40, or 39, but basically call him 40. So I mean, that's enough time for him to have grown and matured. So I think we should not just take the certain excerpts of things that we want to hear, but even the things that may be offensive, or offensive to the government, that they don't want to play. Study the whole king. You can't study somebody and just study bits and pieces. Like we did it with Malcolm. We want to study the Malcolm with, saying Blue Devil, but the Malcolm that came back and said, I'll work with anybody. We don't bring that Malcolm up. So you got to, when you look at a hero, you got to accept the full package.
Well, that was the Mecca Malcolm.
So I think that we need to do the same thing with King and like you said, when we have spaces and we put that King name on it.
Well, it's not so much us, isn't it? More what they feed us or guarantee.
But I'm saying even when we do things in the community, we just make sure if we're gonna put a King name on anything, we teach some King. It's cool to have speakers. It's cool to get riled up and get that hope, but we here for a man. We here for a reason, and we don't want to get caught up in the image and lose the substance,
the essence of what it was,
the principles.
Because it was it was really radical. If you think about it, Dr. King was really more radical than Malcolm X. Malcolm X, at the end of his life, was trying to assuage that pain and coalesce with him. But if you look at Dr. King's speech, how would you back in the day say the things that he did? Before Malcolm did. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad instilled in him.
Sure.
But there was no real coalition of anything black that when Dr. King spoke about. And in speaking out against the war, you can't speak out against the war right now.
That's right.
You too, Terry.
what I would like to say, to Luke's question, when he asked you how do we, get past just the I have a dream portion of it.
Exactly.
And what my suggestion would be is you wear the title. You are Minister Stretch Sanders.
That's right.
So when you read from the Bible, you take the part from the Bible that you feel fits what you feel your sheep need to get at that moment. So I think that the same thing should be done. You are a powerful speaker. So you think if you took Dr. King's speeches and you said, today we're going to look into Dr. King, I Have a Dream, chapter 4. Y'all ain't got to chapter 4. Didn't even know it was 4 chapters.
Sure.
We're going to go to chapter 4 today. And then you say, because the thing that we have to also understand is that in this moment, you are the voice of our young people. Any young person who wants to be a part of something, they're coming to you. Even when you don't know it, because I've had people whose children have seen you, and they're telling me, man, my child is just obsessed with Stretch. Obsessed, and you don't even